Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Fundamentals of Investing podcast. My name is Ryan Farley. I'm 16 years old. I go to a performing arts school, and I'm an actress.
Hi, I'm Ryan Hobby. I'm 15 years old, and I go to a public school in New Jersey.
I'm Xavier Donaldson. I'm 15 years old. I run track and field, and I go to a private school in West Orange, New Jersey.
That's not me, is it? No.
I don't know. Today, we're very happy to have Mr. Joseph Carter joining us. Mr. Carter runs a boutique wealth management practice. He's married to Miss Candy Carter, who's an executive producer on the Tamron Hall Show, and they have three children together. He served in the military, and he attended Howard University. Welcome, Mr. Carter.
Thank you, Ryan, and Xavier.
Yes.
Now, is this being recorded?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Got it. All right. It's good to be here.
All right. Let's
Glad
hear
to
it.
have you.
Okay, so what makes your wealth management a boutique, and what does your average day look like?
So, all right. So I want you to think of a department store like Macy's. They sell a bit of everything.
Mhm.
And, perhaps Ryan or Ryan F or Ryan H, or even Xavier, you go in there to, there's a special event coming up and you want to buy a suit or, you want to look really nice. And it may not be the exact color you want that they have in Macy's, or it may fit a little snug, a little loose in the shoulders, but it'll do, right? It's like, okay, this is what they have, but it'll do. I, on the other hand, think of me more like a tailor. Each time I see you, I'm going to take your measurements. You may have gained or lost a bit of weight. You're probably a little taller. So I craft my financial planning and financial advising for individuals and families specifically, given their specific and unique needs. And I think you asked me another question. What does my day look like? Well, these are unusual times. So it's not like I'm going into the office every day, but I get up about 5:50 every day, about 10 till 6. I exercise 4 times a week. So like today, twice a week, I'll run 4.5 miles. Then other 2 days, I'll do some sort of weight or strength training. 7:30, I'll eat, take a shower. Not in that order. I'll take a shower, then I eat because I'm usually very sweaty. 8 o'clock, I'll catch up on the news. I'll read a paper. And about 8:45, I'm working on pending business that may close soon. Noon, I'm at lunch. 1 o'clock, I'm working on new business. By 3, I'm doing marketing, and I probably end my work day about 6 o'clock. So they tend to be long days, and being in this kind of coronavirus pandemic schedule, there isn't, I got to leave the office and catch the train situation. I'm here pretty early and I go well into the evening, and that's typically a typical day.
And do you find that exercising early in the morning gets you energized and ready for the day?
Absolutely. It keeps me focused. It keeps me sane. It gives me a lot of energy. I think a sound body helps a sound mind and a sound spirit. I don't know if you guys you go to a performing arts school, so I imagine, you're exercising in some way. And you guys play sports, Xavier, Ryan?
I'm an actor.
You're an actor, but still, there's still the physical activity of, stretching and all of that good stuff. So that's a long answer, Ryan, to your question. I do believe that exercise plays a big part in physical and mental and spiritual health. Yeah, absolutely.
Especially in these uncertain times, it's very important to keep a healthy mindset.
Yeah, and structure, right? It's, I'm up early in the morning, a lot done. And you can't control a lot that goes on in the world, but you can control what you do. And that's just a good foundation of starting your day and being disciplined about your day, which turns into weeks, which turns into months, years, it turns into a lifetime. And it's good to kind of have those kind of foundations you fall back on that you can control.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great.
What made you want to major in finance in school?
So, I did not grow up in a wealthy family. My parents were teachers. I grew up in Shreveport, Louisiana. We were not rich, but I felt like business and finance was a language that I needed to understand. It was becoming very evident to me in my formative years that money and corporations were going to play a large part in our lives, at least an increasingly important role. And in the world, I want to understand what was going on. I want to be able to read a balance sheet and income statement and what stocks were. And, it's like learning a foreign language in some respects if you did not grow up studying those things. So I just want to be more aware, self-aware, and make sure I had a stake in the world, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
Where were you able to use your financial education while you were in the military?
Oh, I'm just like, is that my phone? I was commissioned. So I went to Howard University, and I went there on an Army ROTC scholarship long ago, and back when dinosaurs walked the earth. And being in ROTC, I had a 4-year commitment after school. So I did not use my financial education directly, but I did have soldiers that I was in charge of. And, a lot of them were younger than me. I graduated when I was 21, and I had soldiers who were high school graduates. And, a lot of their issues, they were earning money for the first time in their lives, and they were trying to budget, and some of them even had families. So I was able to kind of just, from a broad sense, kind of help and advise them on their financial well-being. I mean, a lot of them were not much older than you guys. So, they were starting their lives as adults.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And how old are you guys? I'm curious.
I'm 16.
I'm
Sorry.
15.
I'm
Okay.
also just turned 15.
Oh, wow. Very nice. Okay, good.
So clearly you're really good at identifying the issues that people have when it comes to handling money. So what are some pitfalls you see financially in the Black community, especially?
A few things I notice is we do not learn, teach, or understand the language of money. I would say that would be number one. We do not start saving and investing soon enough. 3, we do not save enough for unforeseen emergencies. I think we're starting to see that now, where who knew this was coming, this coronavirus stuff? And there are a lot of people who are now out of work, and what they're finding out is they don't have any savings or anything to fall back on, and they get in trouble fairly quickly. In the Black community, we sometimes live beyond our means, a lifestyle we can't afford. And for young folks, I would like to see young Black, not children, but young adults, spend money on experiences versus objects, right? It's like, go to a new place, see something new, experience a new food, go see something artistic versus buying a thing that's going to depreciate and you're going to throw away within a year. And I would say the last thing I see, and this isn't just Black folks, but this is just folks in general, is that we tend to use, we should use credit as a tool and not a crutch. We shouldn't have as much credit card debt as we have. And because you can pay for that for the rest of your life if you get off to a bad start.
Thank you.
Okay, so How was your experience at an HBCU, and were there any pros or cons?
Sure. So, it's kind of a two-part question, right?
Yeah.
I attended Howard University in Washington, D.C., the same university as Kamala Harris and David Dinkins for you folks in the New York area, and Ras Baraka for you folks in the Newark area. He was actually a classmate of mine. And, having attended primarily white elementary, middle schools, and high schools, attending a place like Howard was like going to Hogwarts for Black folks inside of Wakanda. No.
Very interesting way to put it.
It was a very special place. It was a magical place. And even during the most challenging times at Howard, I woke up full of optimism and wonder and just energy because I thought it was just an amazing experience. I knew I was surrounded by the best and the brightest and that the world had to offer. And we didn't have to look for each other. We were next door neighbors. We were classmates. We were friends. We studied together. We went out and partied together. And so, I left Howard feeling invincible, and that the world's my oyster. The second part of your question was, what are the cons? I really can't think of any. However, I believe Black students should be everywhere learning takes place. Black students should be in, art schools, the Ivy Leagues, the military academies, the Big Ten schools, the trade schools, everything in between. You just have to pick the right school for you.
You said you primarily went to mostly white and elementary, high school, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Did when you went to college, like an HBCU, did that shock you like in a good way or like a, oh wow, like this is kind of weird way? How did you feel?
Yeah, no, good question. So I grew up in the South. I grew up in Louisiana, and back in those days, it was very much a black and a white world. My parents went to HBCUs, so it wasn't necessarily a shock. But I will tell you, it was a warm feeling. Like it was strange because I went to a bigger city, Washington, D.C., but it was also very familiar because the kids literally looked just like you. There were kids from New York, there were kids from Atlanta, there were kids from Mississippi, there were kids from California, and they all looked just like you. And, at first, regionally, there were some different kind of things, but, after a year, we're all kind of one big class, and we're all pulling for each other. Yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah. I don't know where you guys and gals intend on going, but at least experience or at least take a look at one or two.
Yeah,
Of course.
Howard is definitely what is my number one choice right now.
Oh, good. Very good. Very good.
Do you have any stories from when you were going there that you just like think back on and you're like, oh, that was something?
Oh man, there are too many actually. But I remember my first homecoming. I was a freshman, and it was literally I had just gotten there in like late August, and homecoming was like in October. So I'm still kind of feeling my way around, And it was the year School Days came out. So Spike Lee had just made the movie School Days. I'm sitting in the stands, just sitting there. Bill Cosby is 2 rows ahead of me. Spike Lee is a couple rows down. And so, the campus is bananas because we played Morehouse. And so we leave the stadium, the game is over, and Mike Tyson jumps out of his Jaguar, just chilling on a yard. I mean, it like literally that stuff happened every day. Every day.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I went to school with O.J. Simpson's daughter. Puffy, Raz. I mean, it was like that every day.
Wow.
Cornucopia of Black culture.
Say again?
I was saying it's like a cornucopia of Black culture.
Yeah.
It is, and what's funny is you're in the middle of DC, so it's Ethiopian, it's African, it's Jamaican, it's Caribbean, it's Black American, and so it's not just Black folks from one part of the country; it's Black folks from all over the world, and really just smart, sharp people, and it really made it like literally you get excited every day because there's something new that's happening, and guess what? You can be a part of it.
What class were you?
Class of '91. I am, long. I am 50 years old. Yes.
Not that long ago.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you saying, Xavier?
Oh, I said my dad went there for law school.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
It's a really great school. Yeah, I'm looking into it.
Mm-hmm. And my mom and cousin went there.
Oh, nice. What classes were they in? Do you know?
No. And at this point, I'm too afraid to ask.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. That's, like, trying to guess how old I am?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So being the intelligent Howard alum that you are, can you tell us and our viewers how we can build wealth and how soon you think we should start?
So another two-part question.
Yes.
I'll take the easy question first. When should you start? You should start right now. The most valuable resource you have right now is time. Time is money, and good investments made now tend to appreciate over time. You're saying, well, okay, Joe, I'm a high schooler, what does it really look like? So, you build wealth, and this is an academic answer, but I'm gonna bring it down to, to a practical matter. You build wealth by adding value or solving problems, right? So what does that look like in a practical sense? Well, one, get a job. This will help you understand and appreciate the value cost of labor and money. It may be difficult for you to get a job at the mall right now because of coronavirus, but you can cut grass, shovel snow, babysit, or do chores or whatever to earn a wage. Two, for every dollar you earn, invest 15 cents. So you earn 10 bucks, invest $1.50. You get $100 for Christmas from grandma or whomever, invest $15. Number three, and I wrote these down because I knew you're gonna ask me this. Become an owner as you consume. When you purchase your favorite brands, whether it's Nike, Disney, Apple, buy their stock as well. So when you buy those sneakers, buy a piece of stock as well. This will keep you interested and informed on the company you now own a portion of. Because when you own a piece of stock, you own a portion of that company. Here's a good one for you young whippersnappers. Hang with people who are smarter than you. There is a saying, show me your friends and I will show you your future. There was a study conducted that proved that your income, net worth, and even your grades will be the average of the 5 people you hang out with the most.
Oh.
So think about that and think about who you hang out with, So, and I bet you're thinking of some folks right now.
Yep.
You're like, you're thinking like, is he really that smart? Or just I would say read. I would suggest reading. If you're gonna read a book about, or at least the first book about wealth, it's a book called The Richest Man in Babylon. It would be the first book I would read about building wealth. The Richest Man in Babylon. Start a profitable business. The best tool to become wealthy is to start a profitable business, whatever that is. That goes with your abilities and your interests. But working 9 to 5 for somebody else, no matter how much money you make, 9 times out of 10 will not make you wealthy. It just doesn't work that way. 7, think unconventionally. There's always more than one way to solve a problem and accomplish a goal. You may say to yourself, okay, you're now past college, you're thinking about starting a family, and I know for 16 and 15-year-olds, you're like, man, what are you talking about? I ain't even thinking about that stuff yet. But, that's the time when you start your wealth building. It doesn't happen at 40 or 50. It starts in your 20s and 30s. Be wise with debt. Use debt to purchase appreciating assets, such as your education, such as real estate, such as a business. Do not use debt like your credit cards for day-to-day expenses or for like pleasure. Oh, I'm going to the movies, put it on a credit card. Don't do that. Yeah. And number 9, this is the last one. I was trying to get to 10, but I couldn't think of a 10th one. But here's number 9. Health is wealth. Although you're young and invincible now, this will not be the case forever. You want to have the best life possible. And did you know the CDC in 2018 said that 40% of Americans are obese?
Wow.
40?
40. And 50%, 50, of African Americans are obese. 50. So, obesity leads to disease such as heart disease and diabetes. And illness is expensive. You're talking about not getting rich, get sick. And taking care of a sick family can bankrupt the household if you don't have health care and your ability to work. And let's say you do become wealthy. Do you want to be wealthy and sick and not enjoy it? Or do you want to be wealthy and healthy?
Wealthy and healthy.
Yeah, you want to be wealthy and healthy. So, that's what I would say are the keys to becoming wealthy. And, that's it. It's not much harder than that. Of course, we can make it a lot more complicated with investing in certain things. But, I think for young folks your age, this would get you started, because, time is something you can't make any more of. And to start in your teens and your early 20s, you guys would be so far ahead of the game that, your 50-year-old self will thank your 20-year-old self. Yeah.
So you think that with the pandemic and all this time we should be using it to, gain knowledge on these things and use our resources?
I think so. I think globally, you should be thinking, I'm going to come out of this pandemic better than I went in. And you have to kind of figure out what that means, right? I know, Ryan, you go to performing arts school, we have an actor, we have some other folks. How can you improve your craft? How can you improve your mind, your body, your spirit during this time? Because here's the interesting thing. We don't know when this ends, right? I mean, we hope it ends soon. This thing started in March for us and it's almost September. So, time is not waiting. Be smarter, be stronger, be better in some way. So, and you can read more. I mean, you probably have more time now in your hands than you ever had, before. And this would be a good time to find a subject you're interested in and read a couple of hours a day and, be well on your way.
What advice would you give us for our parents to help us get started?
I would open up a little investment account or even a savings account. And what you want to do is just start the habit of saving and investing. You know, I mean, I don't know if you get allowances or kind of how that works with you guys, but you earn $10, put $1.50 over here. You know, you get $100 for Christmas or your birthday, put $15 over here. And then you'll see how that accumulates. And maybe even start investing and just start the habit, right? It's like, you know, 15% of this I'm going to pay myself first. And once you start that habit and you continue it the rest of your life, you will be amazed how fast your money and wealth will accumulate. That's what I would do. Yeah.
Parents, I hope you're listening.
I don't know. Is this live? I'm not sure.
No, it's not, but
Okay.
they'll
Okay.
listen.
We'll have a lot to do before we go live.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think this is great.
Would you, if you had to give any advice to your younger self, what would it be?
You know, I would say, you know, don't be afraid. You know, go for it. You know, I'm an oldest kid. I have a younger brother, and you know, I tend to worry more, and you know, and I tend to be more cautious. But if you do the right things, things tend to work out for the better, and they tend to work out well. And take more chances. You know, I think a couple of you guys have more of an artistic bent, and I think that is great. You know, you just get out there and you're fearless, and your talent is on display, and you're very vulnerable. And I think that's wonderful. You know, I think you should take more chances, and that's what I would tell my 16-year-old self, not to be so, you know, so so stressed out all the time. But I've gotten better over the years.
All right, we still have some time left. So can you tell us about your charitable organization?
Yeah, so my wife and I, our middle son, Emerson, who is 17, he has special needs. And, you know, my wife started an organization called We've Got Friends. So when you have a special needs child, you know, when they're younger, he's a very typical looking young man. And, you know, he would be friends with you guys. But what happens as they get older, you know, they don't go to the dances and the parties and basketball games that you guys go to. So we created a organization for special needs children, so they can socialize on, you know, their own terms. And they do a lot of the same things that you guys do. They, you know, they eat pizza, they watch TV, they play video games, they listen to music, and they hang out. And, you know, it's a very safe environment for them. And, you know, their parents, such as us, don't have to worry about them kind of wandering off and doing things that are inappropriate. And, you know, it's probably in its third year now. You know, we started when we moved to New Jersey, and it's been wonderful. You know, we started in the rectory of our church, and now it's gone to 4 locations. We started with 3 kids, now it's close to 60. So it's been really good, and we've had really good response, and I think we've really helped a lot of people.
That's really cool.
Yeah, thank you. Mm-hmm.
I'm very impressed by that.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, it's one of those needs you see. I mean, because I imagine, you know, you guys in typical times would be going to the movies and you know, getting on the train and going into the city and going to shows and the whole thing. And you know, kids with special needs typically just don't have those freedoms, and you know, they don't get those invitations. But we kind of recreated that for them, and we do it every other Saturday for a couple of hours, and you know, it relaxes the parents, and the kids do what they want, and it's a great thing.
Really cool. Yeah.
Would you ever create another organization like that?
Well, you know, we have like almost different chapters of the same organization. You know, my wife has far more energy than I do. She, you know, she has hopes of taking this thing nationwide. there's certainly a need out there, no doubt about it. And, people volunteer, and people have been just super, really, really nice. And I'll send you guys an article that just came out in Good Housekeeping about the organization. But we have our hands full. We have two other things to do. So
That's it for now. It's okay.
yeah, that's it for now. Yeah.
Do we have any more questions?
Yeah, any more questions? Well, this has been great. So I think Ryan H, you're definitely, at least Howard's on your list. Ryan F, what about you?
I'm sorry, it cut out for a second.
I was saying to Ryan H that Howard is on his list, but for you, what are your plans?
For me, ever since I was younger, my dream school has always been UCLA, but as I'm getting older, I still love UCLA. Sure. I'm starting to explore my options more, and I'm looking to Howard. I'm looking into more HBCUs now as I'm getting older.
Got it. How about you, Xavier?
I kind of have 4 main colleges in mind right now. I'm trying to go to either Morehouse, Howard, Duke, or it's either between Princeton or Union.
Okay, those are all great options. I'm proud of all you kids. Well, great. Well, thank you for having me. This is.
I hope we can have you back sometime.
Absolutely, absolutely, and you're all going to be very wealthy and very healthy, and I can't wait to see how you guys change the world.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Tell Curtis I say hello.
Yes, we will.
All right.
Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for watching The Fundamentals of Investing, and we will see you in the next episode.
All right. Peace.